And Mr. Kyler, I'll echo that. I think that's one of the concerns that I still have with the policy. I know that when we sent it out for the second round of comments, that was probably the most consistent thing that we saw in feedback, was the parents in the second round saying, okay, yeah, we think that, you know, we shouldn't have them at lunch in the middle schools, I think was the most consistent comment that we saw. And Mr. Streeter, I actually had a story relayed to me about what you had done as principal at Mount Airy Middle, where you had basically declared that you weren't going to allow cell phones at lunch for the middle schools, and I heard that you got a standing ovation from the parent population during orientation with that measure. So I know that we're trying to leave some flexibility for the principals, but do the principals want that flexibility, or would it be?
Mr. Hill, I just want to address that, and absolutely that happened. The coincidental piece, that was when cell phones were just started at the elementary level. That was at a 5th grade orientation. So the parents were very concerned because the elementary level had just started, like I think Mount Airy may have been a pilot. But it was the decision that we made at the school to not do it, and that's what the policy is saying, that the administrator has the decision and the authority. There's times that, you know, if we get a week of rain, which has happened regularly, that the administrator might say it's appropriate that we can do this if students are maintaining some kind of order. At West Middle this year, when I started there, that's how things set up, that we had the kids didn't have them, but then as the class or the group earned certain privileges, they were allowed to. And I think that flexibility is important, that we leave that with our school-based administrators.
Okay, so you think the principals do want that flexibility to either
Absolutely.
allow it or disallow it given a situation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Hill, do you want to say something?
Well, I echo what Mr. Streeter said, which is that part of what we do with our policy is we give the principals the freedom to run their schools. A lot of principals do restrict lunch time, and that's in here, that they have the discretion to do that. But there are times during the winter, during a lot of rain, that one of the things I don't want you to forget is that this policy is about kids who bring their phone correctly, carry it correctly, and also use it correctly. I don't want them to feel like they've lost their ability to do what their family wants them to do. We have a lot of latchkey kids. We have a lot of clubs after school and middle school. So it is different than elementary. There are times when especially families want to communicate. So I want the family to choose whether they want their child to have the phone there. I want the child to use it correctly. And what I don't want to do is when they come from 8th grade into 9th grade, have such a big transition that we never taught them what the proper things are or how to use it correctly. Because really, kids need to learn in a progression. Everybody here has a phone. They're eventually going to use it. It's a world of technology. We can't not use the opportunity to educate them on how to operate correctly. So that's why I like the progression in the policy. I like the freedom of the principals because they do an excellent job of knowing how to have our kids do the right thing. Thank you.